We good? All right, cool. Mondy, what's up, man? We got a lot of
What's
things
up,
to
Julian?
discuss. News,
We do.
reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. This is a big week. This is a really big week. We
Yeah,
got the Loki
it
season
is.
finale coming up. We got the Marvels coming up, and something else is happening. I can't remember what it is. Whatever.
That
Anyway,
Avatar trailer.
yeah. The Avatar trailer is going to come out tomorrow. Anyway, guys, if you're listening or if we're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, please comment what your favorite topic is on this episode of News Reviews, Updates, and Tidbits and Factoids. Let's get it, Money. Let's go.
Sir, and guys, we're gonna start off with actually reviews this time. And Loki season 2 review and the Marvels review is coming in its own separate pod. We're doing like a little MCU subset pod for that, so that's coming soon. But here are the reviews that we have so far. Julian, we got 2 anime reviews. The first one that you wanted to kind of get into was the Wano arc in One Piece review, or is it pronounced Wano?
Wano.
Whoa,
Wano.
Wano! Wow, okay, wow. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
man. Jesus. This monster arc, over 100+ episode arc, is finally over in One Piece. The Wano Kuni arc started in episode 892, I believe, and we're at 1,070 or something like that. Holy shit! It's almost been 200 episodes. It's been going on for like 4 or 5 years, and it's finally over, man. The last important thing I believe has happened in the anime anyway. Obviously, the manga is far surpassed it, and they're already in the Egghead Island arc. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on this magnificent piece of work in the Wano arc that One Piece just did. Um,
Are you going to
there's
be
just so
giving
much.
spoilers?
Uh,
I feel like you
possibly. I
should give
mean,
a disclaimer.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna give like big spoilers, but I mean, anybody that's probably watching, I'm sure knows what's going down. But anyway, yeah. Luffy achieving Gear 5 was awesome. I didn't necessarily love the choice that Etro Oda, which is a crazy thing to say, but I didn't love the creative choice of Gear 5, but I still love Gear 5 as a concept and as an idea. Kaido was the best fucking villain ever. Talk about an immovable force. This nigga was basically indestructible throughout the entire series. He literally beat Luffy 3 separate times, and like that's not an exaggeration. Like the fight was over, the fight was done. Luffy was fucking knocked the fuck out 3 separate times. So shout out to Kaido, man. He's a go-to villain. And yeah, like just the actual animation in One Piece picked up really well in 892 when Wano started, uh, and just the journey and some of the achievements that some of the characters like Zoro or Sanji or even somebody like Jinbei, like just the entire Straw Hat crew leveled up here, and it was just a really fun just really fun time, man. It just shows why One Piece is here to stay, why it's been here to stay for 25 plus fucking years, and why it's not ending anytime soon, because there's still so much to do. There's still so much to do. So Wano Kuni arc, I give it a 9 out of 10. It was absolutely amazing. A arc. And yeah, man, every Saturday for 25 years is crazy, but it's been running for that long. So can't wait for this Saturday. That's pretty much how I'll wrap it up here.
Now, of course, this is very much down the line, but can you see this Wano arc being adapted in Gear 5 into the live action One Piece show
Not
sometime
at
down the
all.
line?
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
There are things in the Alabasta arc, which is the next arc in One Piece season 2, that I'm sure they're going to be tackling, that I don't know how they're going to animate. And I'm not even talking about Chopper, who's a fucking deer man hybrid thing. Like, but yeah, whatever.
Okay. Next anime review, guys, is for the Attack on Titan final season review. So give a disclaimer once again if you're going to be giving spoilers or not for our audience, but go ahead and get
um,
into this one.
am I going to give spoiler? Okay, so I'm not going to say the plot, but I am going to say in spoiler warning for one thing. There was like Attack on Titan is filled with just these moments where you're just like, wait a minute, there's no way that this is happening. There's no way. Like I consume media. Like I fucking get it. Like I know the games. I've seen it all. There's no way that this is happening. And then it fucking happens, and you're just like, okay. So there's only been like a few times in my life where I've been like genuinely like ugly crying because of how shocked and disgusted I am at something. Um, one of those times was in the Game of Thrones Hold the Door episode, because I was just like, what? Like what a ridiculous like mind fuck.
Yeah.
And it was I mean, another one of those times was earlier on in Attack on Titan, which I won't spoil for anybody that has not seen it, but Aaron is involved. And this finale, where the fate of two characters that we love was just automatically just laid on the line. You were just like, wait a minute, like there's no way that this is the end for those characters. And like I want to be very clear, like this is like like very very important characters to, like they are not Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin, okay? Like they're not the three, but they're still very fucking important. And like there was no way that this was going to go down with those characters. So um for anybody out there that has not seen it, I will not spoil the moment for you. I want you to watch and enjoy it for yourself. But um, it, I said this before this show was even done, but Attack on Titan is the best piece of media, art, whatever you want to call it, that we have out there. It's better than Game of Thrones. It's better than The Sopranos. It's better than Breaking Bad, or whatever you think the best show is. It's not. It's Attack on Titan in anime. And Hajime Isayama has created a work of art that's going to live on forever. Attack on Titan is that good from front to back. Anybody from any walk of life can enjoy it, whether you're black, white, young, old. I don't care. You are going to love this anime. And I just can't believe it's over. I mean, it seems so funny because I was just talking about how One Piece was 25 years and it's still going, but like, you know, technically the anime for Attack on Titan was only out for 10 years, even though they drugged this last 4 for the finale. But um, yeah, man, I can't believe it's over. Like it's just such a ride. A plus, 10 out of 10. It is an absolute masterpiece. Literally, like it's one of the best things I've ever consumed ever. So yeah, man, high praise for Attack on Titan. The season finale, the anime. I'm so sad that it's over, but A plus, Attack on Titan, guys, watch it.
Attack on Titan being adapted into a live action anything, movie, show, or whatever, would you want that?
No, I wouldn't. No,
Okay, cool.
no, I don't want it. No, thanks.
Okay. All right. Next review is for The Continental. This is from the world of John Wick, the spinoff show. You didn't watch this, did you?
Why would I'm sorry. No, I didn't watch this, Money. I'm
Okay.
surprised you
Well,
actually wasted
you'd
your
watch
life
it because
in this.
you're a John Wick fan. But anyway, I think
You're right.
I
I am
think
a John Wick fan. A John Wick fan. You're right.
Okay.
Sorry. Go
Well,
ahead.
guys, for those who don't know, this is the 3-part limited series on Peacock now streaming. To my surprise, this follows the story of a young Winston, who, as we know in the John Wick movies, is the hotel owner of the Continental. I didn't know about him when he was younger, and I think that's a really cool angle to kind of approach a John Wick show from. And it's got like a lot of cool things, like how he met Sharon, a young Sharon, who played by Lance Reddick, rest in peace. It started off good. It ended, no, the middle was very shaky and kind of almost boring, but that third episode was really kind of made it all worth it in my opinion. As you can expect from any kind of John Wick media, the action and the fighting is there, like it's there, it's top notch, you know.
Okay.
Mel Gibson's there as an unhinged antagonist. He's cool. Mel Gibson's always been super talented to me. Yes, he's insane off camera, we know that, but he's always been a really talented person when it comes to film. One of my biggest complaints about the show is that there's this team that's being assembled. Basically, Winston has not yet become the manager of the Continental Hotel. It's Mel Gibson's character, and he's taking it over from Mel Gibson. That's the whole plot, essentially. And he assembles this team of like different assassins and people like that with all these different backgrounds. And just as they were starting to gel and become a really nicely formed team with different personalities, the show ends. And so I think there's potential there for a nice season 2 where we can get this team, because there's some really cool people in this team. We got a black girl and brother and sister who are like judo masters. We got a guy who's a sniper. He's like my favorite person on the team. His name is Jenkins. We got a ninja girl. It's a lot of cool people on the team that I would love to see fleshed out in the next season. It's
Okay.
shot absolutely beautifully. It's got amazing cinematography. Overall, I give the show a B minus. What kind of brought that grade down for me was, like I said, that middle part. And there's a lot of subplots that I couldn't give a fuck about. But when it's focusing on that central plot of Winston taking over the hotel, it's some really good John Wick stuff in my opinion. So, yeah. Oh, the last scene of the very last episode is there's a baby that's being born, and
Oh God.
they go, what should we call him? John Wick? I'm kidding. That didn't happen, but I wanted
I was
it
about to
to.
say, Monty. I was about to say you're nuts. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
I'm kidding. That definitely didn't happen. Next review is for Gen V. This is the Boys spinoff. I know you didn't watch this or you didn't finish the
No, I didn't
Boys,
watch
but
this. Nope.
I think, guys, this is how you do a spinoff, guys. I think this is how you. This is if you've been online, you've seen the praises. I'm sure. It's not quite the Boys level, but it's just one season, so that's not fair. The Boys has had 3 seasons to entertain us, but this show does such a great job of interweaving so many. Like a lot of times, spinoffs just seem pointless, or like why are they even being made? But like this show does such a great job. Wow, thanks for yawning there in my review. It does such a great job of just kind of showing that there's importance here. Like a lot of things that happen in this show are going to have huge implications for season 4 of The Boys. And so that's a really good thing to have for a spinoff. Like you actually have important things that are going on, in regards to the main source material. Um, in true Boys fashion, this show is full of shock value moments, but I love the Boys universe because the shock value stuff is never feels like it's just like frivolous or like it's just like, oh, for cheap shock value stuff. Like it actually that's what's kind of what The Boys is built on, and it actually adds to the plot a lot of time in just that world that we're in. And it's got a lot of good shock value stuff there. I think it was definitely inspired by the X-Men because it deals with like these young kids at a school, and their powers feel more like a curse than a gift. And there's antagonizing threat that feels like they're that's exploiting them. And so I promise you, the creator was inspired by X-Men comics to make this show. And my only complaint as to why it's not on The Boys level is I still gave it a B. I think it's a good show. Is that it don't have those amazing characters like how The Boys had. Like there's no Mother's Milk, there's no Butcher, there's no Soldier Boy, there's no Homelander. Like all the characters are fine, sure, but there's no like those standout characters that we just love to root for in The Boys. And so yeah, guys, check it out if you're a fan of The Boys. I promise you're gonna like this. I promise you.
What was your reaction to the big Homelander reveal at the end?
I was like, wow. I was like, because they teased him a little bit, like they said his name. I'm like, they ain't gonna bring back Anthony Starr for this shit. And when he flew down, I was like, oh shit. And he had an instant impact in his scene. You probably I don't know if you saw the full scene play out.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I mean they posted
Okay.
it on Twitter immediately. Of course, I saw it. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it was really cool, man. I saw a tweet as well. It was like the MCU lost a 15-year lead to Amazon Prime when it comes to superhero shows, and I'm like, oh, is that true? I
It's
guess
not,
so.
but okay.
When it comes to shows, not like the overall
Oh,
MCU.
shows. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they got Invincible, The Boys, all that kind of stuff, and now
Mm-hmm.
Gen V. So
Yeah, wait
guys,
till
yeah,
Daredevil
recommendation
comes
for me.
out. Mm-hmm.
I got 2 movie reviews here. Did you watch any movies at all?
No.
You've been slacking on the movies lately. What's up? You good?
No. Not
Okay, it's
playing.
just
Yeah, I'm
nothing you
good.
want
I'm
to
just
nothing you want to see.
there's literally nothing in the theaters that I give a fuck about.
Okay. Well, the first movie I saw was The Blind. I doubt you heard of this. For all my fans of Duck Dynasty, check it out. If you don't know what Duck Dynasty is, don't bother watching this. It's like a biopic about the main Phil Robertson, who's like the patriarch of that family, and how when he was younger, he was a crazy alcoholic, and it's really cool. Like if you're a Duck Dynasty fan, you're like, oh, I didn't know Phil was ever like this. It's more so like a testimonial movie, almost like a faith-based movie. But I gave it a C plus. It's got some good things in there for Duck Dynasty fans, getting to see how him and Cy grew up together, how he met Miss K and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's a very kind of like very small audience. I think would appreciate that movie. Next one is for The Marsh King's Daughter. This is the one that stars Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn. Remember this trailer?
Nope.
Okay, well, in this movie, her father, played by Ben Mendelsohn, raised her in the woods, and she had no idea when she was a kid, but he's like a monster. This guy's been kidnapping people, murdering people, doing raping, all kind of stuff. And the feds come and get him, and she goes out like living her whole life, like wondering, like, damn, I had no idea this dude was a monster. And then he gets out of prison now that she's an adult, and he's like tracking her down. And so that's kind of the theme of the movie. This is one of those movies where I can tell the novel that was based on was probably like so amazing, full of details and stuff like that, but the movie adaptation, I could just tell, wasn't able to capture all that nuance and details like that. Ended up giving it a C plus. Daisy Ridley's always really good. It sucks what happened to her after Star Wars. Ben Mendelsohn's good as well. Wish he was used more in the movie. But yeah, I say it's a cool little watch. I wouldn't go rush to the theaters to see it, but if you're into thrillers and stuff like that, I think this could be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like I made 2 right decisions by not going to see either one of those movies. Thank you for the confirmation.
Probably so, but I mean, but you never know unless you go see them. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk some stuff that's happening, is being renewed and stuff like that. Yet the show, the very popular show Yellowstone, will end in November next year. This is a show I don't watch at all, but almost everybody I watch at work watches this show. My dad loves this show. It's got a huge audience. Have you heard of this show, Yellowstone?
I've heard of it, sure, but I don't know what it's about. Never seen it.
I'm kind of tempted to watch it actually, but it's got two new spin-off shows for those who are sad that it's ending coming. One's called Yellowstone 1944, and the other one's called Yellowstone 2024. So it's got a hella spin-offs, so you guys are in luck, all my Yellowstone fans. Superman and Lois will end with its fourth season, airing next year. I know you're watching this at a point.
Mhm.
How do you feel about this show coming to an end?
I think. Like, so I'm only like halfway through season one,
Oh,
and I've just never picked it back up. But yeah, I mean, I think it's time, man. It's everything else is done. Like there's no more built-in universe for it. Those shows were fun because of the crossover appeal, and they try to do the crossover once a year. But now that they can't, um, 4 seasons is a good long run, and yeah, it's time to pack it up and say goodbye to the superhero CW era. It's kind of crazy. It's been since 2001, I guess, if you want to count Smallville, to now. So that's a long run, long good run.
yeah. All my fans of The Bear is the show's been renewed for a season 3 officially. I saw this coming, but it's been officially been announced. I don't think you never finished The Bear season 2, did you?
I've never even started it. Oh, no, that's a lie. I did start it, and I fell asleep 30 minutes into the first episode. That shit was so boring. But Monty, you're a huge The Bear fan. Season two. Tell me how excited you are for season three, please.
Wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but definitely a show worth watching. I'll be
Oh,
watching season 3. You always trying to do shit to me.
I'm
Whatever.
not. What?
Uh, House of the Dragon season 2 will premiere next year, next summer. I mean, me and you are both big Game of Thrones, House of Dragon fans. Cannot wait for this. So glad they're able to wrap filming before the strike happened. And so, yeah, guys, it's coming. Any thoughts?
Dun, 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 All right, yeah, let's get it.
All my people who I follow online who like read the books always say like if you guys love season 1, like you guys are in for like a fucking treat because they say like in the books that's just like pure setup and build up. Like it's like after what happened at the end of season 1, for those who watched it, it's like straight up war now. And so I thought season 1 was entertaining enough. Like I love the dialogue and stuff like that and the slow scenes because I was so invested. But now that people are saying it's about to ramp up like crazy, I'm so excited for it. Also, Game of Thrones fans, there's a prequel series that's been announced called The Knight and the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, sorry, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. It starts shooting next year in the spring. I have no idea what this is about. I don't even care. Sign me up. I'm in.
I've heard conflicting reports about these Game of Thrones spinoffs that some may or may not be happening as soon as we think. So hopefully this night's whatever
The
it's
Hedge
called,
Knight.
sure, yeah, hopefully that and the Jon Snow show are still going to happen sometime soon. Um, but
Well,
yeah, I guess we got to get through
well,
this writer strike thing first.
the reports are that this one's already confirmed to be. This is greenlit. The Jon Snow one is way off from being greenlit, so that's kind of disheartening for people who wanted to see the Jon Snow show. But this one is actually happening. Um, the White Lotus season 3 will release in 2025. I'm a big fan of White Lotus season 1 and 2. I don't think you watched this.
Oh no! All of a
What?
sudden, you're a big fan of something. Okay.
I am. I am. I am late. I am late to the White Lotus train, but it's the guy. If you haven't watched the White Lotus, it's so worth it. It's such just a different. It's just such a good show. It comes on Max. Have you heard of White Lotus or have you watched it?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never seen anything about it.
It's really good. And an animated series for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is in the works. So Rebel Moon is it's Netflix's biggest movie coming out this year around Christmas. It's like his take on Star Wars or Dune or whatever. So it's getting an animated series. And also apparently it's been reported that this movie takes place in the same universe as Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, which is so fucking weird because one's like a space opera and the other one's like on Earth, the zombie apocalypse. I have no idea how they're connected, but whatever. It's the Snyderverse, bitch. We're here.
Uh, okay. I don't really care. I'm sorry.
Okay, but just people who do care. Anyway, let's talk some trailers, guys. The first one is a huge MCU trailer. The trailer for Marvel's Echo. For those who don't know, Echo, well, she had her appearance in the Hawkeye series. Is coming to Disney Plus and Hulu in January on January 10th. This is Marvel's first series with a TV MA rating. And those who watched the show described it early said it's like similar to like a Daredevil or Breaking Bad or like a John Wick kind of feel. So that's very out of nowhere and interesting. What are your thoughts on this, on the trailer, and I guess that news?
Yeah, so the trailer, well, let me back up. So the announcement that it's going to be streaming on Disney Plus, on Hulu, and all episodes are going to be released at one time. I didn't love that. Again, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I stated this already, but I want it to have its time, and I want it to be that week to week thing. But it's not meant to be. I mean, I guess they've got other shit that they've got to get out, so whatever. But the actual trailer was really good, man. I was surprised. Like I mean, it's so funny because I think Marvel knows that the mass appeal for this show is that we're getting Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin and we're getting Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and they gave us so much of Kingpin and they gave us a split second of Daredevil, and I just thought it was hilarious. They're just like, "We're gonna tease you, bitch! Like we're just gonna put the tip in," because like nobody's watching this show for Echo. I'm sorry, we're not.
That's not.
So
Don't say that. Speak for yourself. That's not true at all.
like I said, nobody's watching this show for Echo. Neither are the fuck you. And
Yes, I am.
whenever her storylines are on, it's just going to be in the way, unfortunately, unless they make it good and appealing, like this trailer made it look. Which is why I'm praising the trailer for actually making me give a fuck about Echo. Because previously, when it was mentioned that Charlie Cox's Daredevil was going to be in this, I was like, okay, great. This is why I'm going to watch the show. But after seeing this trailer and seeing her relationship with Kingpin, seeing that she shot him in the eye apparently, and he just has an eye patch now, whatever. I mean, I'm excited for this, man. I honestly don't necessarily think that the TVMA rating was needed or warranted, but I will say I think they went that route because of the already established TVMA rating we had on Netflix with Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin and Charlie Cox's Daredevil, where we got to see him be so violent. And it showed in the trailer, like this nigga still nuts. Like, you embarrassed me in front of Vanessa. Like, yeah, that's like, I loved it. I loved it. So I can't wait for this, man. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna binge all this as soon as it drops. I probably will, but I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, shout out to Echo. Great trailer. I'm invested in Echo the character. Of course, I still want to see my guys Kingpin and Daredevil, but I'm actually going to watch the show for Echo now, and I'm excited.
Man, I totally agree. This was an amazing trailer for Echo. I'm super excited for the show now. I love the fact that Marvel's leaning into doing darker material because I've been wondering, like, I'm like, you can't do Deadpool 3 without having the same tone as Deadpool 1 and 2. Moon
Mm-hmm.
Knight should have been TVMA as well.
Probably.
Now this gives Blade more room to be TVMA, but more in particular, just in regards to this trailer, I thought she was interesting enough in the Hawkeye series. I'm one of the few people who actually love the Hawkeye series, and so
You are.
that her Kingpin relationship was already established in that show, and so they're kind of leaning more so into it. Yeah, I'm excited for Echo, bro. And it's also been announced that Marvel Spotlight is a new MCU label that will focus on bringing more grounded, character-driven stories to the screen with street-level stakes. Yay! Over over the larger MCU continuity. Spotlight projects will have a musical fanfare intro composed by Michael Giacchino. He did the infamous The Batman score, which is fucking amazing. But anyway, I love this news, bro. Like I've been saying on Pop Year, I'm like, bro, like we need just more grounded street level shit, and Marvel's actually dedicating a whole sector of having something for these kind of stories to be told, and so I love that. I love that.
I have a question for you though, as somebody that's never watched the Netflix series. Um,
I watched Defenders, season 1 of Daredevil.
like I said, as somebody that's never watched the Netflix series, how do you? I mean, like, are you? Do you even care that Charlie Cox Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin are in this show? Like, do you
I,
even
I
care?
do I do care because I have some context, but I don't care nearly as much as everybody else does. I'm actually interested in seeing the Echo show for what it is, and the Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio thing will be like the icing on top for me. So yeah,
That's hilarious. Okay,
you
just
know,
curious.
I love my street level characters, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we also have the trailer for a new Netflix movie starring Kevin Hart, Gugu, and Bob. I don't know how to say her name. What's it called? Rona from Loki. Yeah,
Ravona. Mm-hmm.
Ramona Ravenwood. Vincent D'Onofrio once again,
Mm-hmm.
and Sam Worthington star in the first trailer to Lift. It's coming January 12th on Netflix. What are your thoughts on your boy Kevin Hart and his 360 deal with Netflix?
You know, it's so interesting that you say that. I feel like a lot of people just, especially you in particular, honestly, like I feel like you really hate this nigga just because he does these movies just for the money, and like I don't see a problem with it. Like I don't think everybody has to do movies like for the art or for the love. Like I think that's kind of ridiculous. And like Does this movie look like something that we have seen before? Of course it does. But I'm sure that Netflix is going to put their boring spin on it, and this is going to trend for a week. It's going to make them get new subscriptions probably, and it's going to do what it does. But like, is this going to be like some movie that like we care about in the next 3 or 4 months? Probably not. Uh, but again, I don't fault Kevin Hart for like doing movies for the money. Like I really don't. So this 360 deal he has with Netflix, they're paying him a lot of money to do them. So he cares about generational wealth and all that. So shout out to him. This movie trailer did not look good. But hey,
Hmm.
I could be totally wrong. This could be the event of the summer or whenever the fuck is coming out. So we'll see.
First of all, it comes out in January. Second of all, that statement you just said tells me everything I need to know, and that's exactly why The Rock is your favorite actor. You like niggas who don't stretch themselves at all, who are into art just to make money. Very shallow of you to say that, and makes a lot of sense. This Netflix movie that we see, this trailer, this shit comes out once every 3 months, bro. A fucking spy, thriller, whatever, fucking action, generic ass. Like, I'm over it. I'm not watching this shit. I used to watch it because I used to let all these names and stuff like that. These big names draw me in, and I feel like I had to review it on TikTok. No, fuck that. I'm not watching this bullshit. Kevin Hart, what the fuck are you doing? Because it bothers me more so because I know he's more talented. Like The Rock, I'm not sure that he's more talented than that, but Kevin Hart, I know he's more. I know he's more talented, and so he's just choosing to do this, like you said, for the money, which is very
Yeah.
clear. So
Hmm.
that's him, and that's a super pass for me. So yeah, guys,
That's
watch the
great.
trailer if you're interested. Um, Next trailer, guys, we have is for the movie Mean Girls musical coming out in theaters on January 12th. What are your thoughts on the new Mean Girls spin, or is it even a new spin?
Yeah, I feel like I'm biased because like I love the original so much. So like it was hard for me to look at this in a vacuum and not instantly compare. Um, but this doesn't look fun or like original, which obviously it isn't. Or like a good time at the theater. So I hope I'm wrong when I'm there opening fucking night watching this musical. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just getting old, man. Like this didn't look fun or intriguing. It didn't give me any type of nostalgia, but obviously like the original characters or the original actors are not there, so how could it? Um, but I mean they're attempting to retell a story that I hold near and dear to my heart. So um I will support this and I'm sure there will be cameos for people involved, but I can't say that I have high hopes for this if I'm being completely honest. What did you think?
So you're not getting old. Don't worry. This is just it just felt very much too much
Well,
like the
it's
original.
okay to get old money. It's okay.
It is, but you're not getting old. I'm here to relieve you
Okay.
of those thoughts. Um, so the original, like you said, it's like literally like a fucking cult classic.
Hmm.
And I was excited when I heard the news of them doing a new spin on it with it being a musical. First of all, there was no indication it was a musical in the trailer at all.
Yeah.
I didn't see any
You didn't
kind of
think
music
so?
numbers. And I saw maybe
Uh,
like niggas playing a trumpet in the cafeteria or some shit, but like, I didn't see like an actual like musical number in the trailer at all. That was confusing. Like if it's a musical, you think they tease it more as a musical.
mm.
But it's just the story looked the exact same. I get it; it's a retelling of the OG movie, but like if you're gonna do it so close to when it came out, I say so close, like it came out like what, like 20 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah, something like
Make
that.
it
2004, five, somewhere around there.
make it different enough for the OG fans to want to see something new because it's not going to compare to the original. It looks like almost like a scene for scene retelling of the original, which is a really weird route to go, in my opinion. Shout out Jenna Fisher, Pam from The Office. She's in this. She's playing Regina George's mom. It's good to see her in work doing work again.
No,
Um,
she's playing Katie's mom, not Regina George's
I-
mom.
I'm, you're right, Katie's mom. Sorry. But I also want to shout out the girl who's playing Regina George. I'm actually a fan of her. She's an actress and musician, and her name is Renee Rapp. She can sing her ass off, and so I'm excited to see her get a musical number because I know that she can sing. I'm actually a fan of her actual just music in general, and so hopefully, um, they can show that side of her as well. And I saw a tweet that was like, "This movie does seem to focus more so on Regina George than Katie, which is the opposite of what the OG movie did." So maybe that's their new spin, that this is a
Hmm.
more Regina Georgia story. So I can appreciate that if they go that route.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be there opening night.
We have the next trailer is for the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which came out a couple years ago, which everybody watched and forgot it happened or existed, called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's been released. The trailer comes out March 29th of next year. Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, and many, many more.
Hmm.
Did you watch Afterlife? And did you watch this trailer? And what are your thoughts?
Did not watch Afterlife. Watched this trailer, and It was just 2 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I'm just so done with like this whole Ghostbusters. Like, first of all, guys, I never watched Ghostbusters. I always thought it was for white people, and I just never watched it, literally. And so like there's no nostalgia there. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like I like Finn Wolfhard, I like Paul Rudd. I don't like them enough to sit through this. And I'm not going to. So yeah. What did you think, Monty? You gonna be there opening night?
Yeah, but
This nigga's nuts.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, the first movie. By the way, guys, this is not a reboot. Like the OG characters are in this movie as well, like Bill Murray and all them niggas from the original Ghostbusters movies. Afterlife was actually not a bad movie at all. Like the first two acts of that movie are really good and solid. The third act kind of goes to hell, but that movie was just so damn forgettable. And so I was surprised that it made enough money to even get a damn sequel. And I think it's kind of cool that they're trying something new with the ghost aspect of like having like this frozen empire of frozen ghost or whatever. Like that's kind of cool, I guess. But honestly, this is one of those movies where I'll go to and watch it opening night, and I'll just expect a mediocre movie. But hopefully
That's
it can surprise
crazy.
me.
That
Hopefully it
is
can surprise me. Hopefully
I
it can
don't know
surprise
how
me.
you consistently do that. That's crazy to me. Okay.
Because it's the best feeling in the world when you go into that with that feeling and you watch a great movie or a good movie. It's the best feeling to me in the world. So I live
But
for
that's
those
like
moments.
one in a million.
It's not one in a million. It happens more often than you think.
It doesn't.
Last, how you gonna tell me how much happens for me?
Because nigga, you give C pluses. Your C plus to A ratio is way off. That's how I know.
I mean, no, that's not true. It is true, but a C plus is not a bad movie experience though to me. Like
Yeah,
that's where we differ. Like you think going to this paying for a C plus is like, oh my god, wasting my time. I think a C plus is
it
just like,
is.
okay, it's cool.
Okay, yeah.
I still I
That's
just
where
love
we
movies
differ.
that
You're
much.
right. That is
Yeah.
where we fucking differ.
Last trailer here, guys. Big one is for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in theaters May 24th next year. This is a continuation of the Matt Reeves trilogy. Did you watch the Matt Reeves trilogy? Were you a fan of it? And what are your thoughts on this trailer?
I saw the first one a very long time ago. I saw a little bit of the second one, and I have not revisited them. I do plan to revisit them because this trailer looked really good, man. It's so interesting, like the CGI and the mocap that they can do to make it look really really cool and to make the world look so alive. Obviously, I had no idea what was going on narratively wise, but yeah, I mean, and I'm pretty sure Caesar died in part three, if I remember hearing correctly. So I guess this is just going to be like a new battle with new heroes or whatever. So, apes versus apes. Oh yeah, cool. I'll be there opening night.
Yeah, so I really want you to get back to me whenever you watch the Matt Reeves trilogy, bro. I think that's literally one of the best trilogies of the 21st century. Like that Planet of the Apes trilogy is so fucking slept on, bro. Like it's just such a good. And also I watched the first Planet of the Apes movie that came out in the 60s for the first time this year, and this movie is pretty much that because the Matt Reeves trilogy basically is like a prequel to the first Planet of the Apes movie that ever came out. So it's showing how the apes rose to power and how the humans declined, and now this movie is like it's their empire now. That's why it's called Empire Planet. It's like this is when they're on top, and the humans are like savages now, which is exactly where the first movie came out in '63, I believe, or '68. That's exactly where it started off, which is a really cool thing to kind of see how it came full circle. And so I'm super excited for this movie. The trailer looks awesome. Matt Reeves is not doing this one, so I'm a little nervous a little bit, but like I said, the trailer looks really, really good. So I'm so excited for this, bro. I think this might be my top 5 movies of the year for next year. I'm really excited for it.
More excited than Dune
Um,
2? I don't know.
hell, don't come on now.
Nigga
Dune,
said, hell no.
Dune 2, A plus loading.
You hope.
For all my Studio Ghibli fans, The Boy and the Heron, the English dub cast has been released. It's got some pretty crazy names in here. We got Christian Bale, we got Dave Batista, Willem Dafoe, Gemma Chan, Mark Hamill, Florence Pugh, Robert Pattinson, and more. Like this is a crazy cast. I actually plan on watching it subbed in the theater, but now with this cast, I might have to go and watch it dubbed. Are you a fan of Studio Ghibli, and are you excited for this new movie?
I am excited for this, man. Like you, I did plan to go to the theater and watch this subbed, but after seeing the trailer for this and seeing the English voices, man, it's got me intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. So I will probably watch this in dub. If it's great enough, I will go back and watch it subbed. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for this. I think it comes out the first week of December.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get it. I'm here for this.
And I remember you telling me that you don't like, or not that you don't like, but you haven't watched like the classic like My Neighbor Totoro or like Spirited Away. You haven't watched those Studio Ghibli films, right?
Right. I have not seen those.
Definitely worth it. If I think you'd like those. Um, Tony Hawk says he had a Space Jam sequel called Skate Jam that was in the works, and he said it was all set to happen, and then Looney Tunes Back in Action. Remember that movie with Brendan
Mm-hmm.
Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
He said it bombed at Warner Bros. Warner Bros. And they stopped returning his calls. Warner Bros. Said, yeah. First of all, I
That
love
sucks.
fucking Looney Tunes Back in Action. That's a fucking good. I don't care what nobody says. It's not Space Jam level, but it's a good damn movie.
It's not.
So
That shit was
I'm sad.
ass.
I'm sad that it bombed. And would you have been here for Skate Jam?
Fuck no, I'm not white. But anyway, it's crazy that
you stop saying that, nigga. First of all, you're gonna fucking alienate our whole audience because we guys
white
we
people literally are not going to click on this video, watch CC2 niggas and be like, I'm going to watch this.
If you're white, comment that you're watching this video. I would appreciate
comment.
it.
Please comment. Let me know. Anyway,
don't
Skate
lie,
Jam. User 2334. I'm white. Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I'm white. Okay, DeAndre. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, fucking Nation. Okay, sure. Yeah, you're white. Okay. Skate Jam, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. And Looney Tunes Back in Action was horrible. I remember going to see that with my mom. I'm so sorry, Mom. I dragged you to that bullshit. I'm pretty sure it came out like 2001. So I was like 8 years fucking old. And I was like, Mommy, I want to go see Looney Tunes Back in Action.
It wasn't that early. It was like 06 or something like that.
No, Looney Tunes Back. Oh, now I got to Google it. That's crazy. It was definitely early 2000s.
No, because I remember seeing it like well into like my middle school years, I believe.
Looney Tunes Back in Action, 2003. Yeah. Okay. So I was 10.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Fucking 10-year-old Julian. Mommy, I want to go see Looney Tunes Back in Action. Shit was ass. Let's move on.
Okay. Next, TMNT Mutant Mayhem, the movie that me and Julian both really loved that came out this summer. The sequel is being planned as a villain-forward film, with Shredder being the major focus as opposed to the Turtles. So a very interesting take. What are your thoughts on this?
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you missed it?
Like, what are we talking about?
Oh, wow. Okay. So TMNT Mutant Mayhem, the movie that we saw this summer that we both really liked. The sequel, the sequel is going to be a villain forward film with Shredder being the major focus as opposed to the Turtles. So like his movie. What are your thoughts on that?
I think this is an interesting take. And honestly, I think I'm going to love it because I think Shredder is super interesting. They've kind of already fucked with his backstory though, because they fucked with Splinters. So we'll see how they can tie it in and still make it interesting. I'm sure that there's something that they can still do to intrigue me. I don't want them to completely alienate the Turtles though. Like I don't want them to basically be an afterthought, because I thought that especially like this cast that we got together was really great. And I want more of them on the screen too. But Shredder is not arguably, he's their biggest bad. So I want to see this. Yeah, do it, please. Make it different.
Yeah. Like you, I don't want them to take away too much from the Turtles because they were so good together. Those kids were amazing in the voice.
They really
booth.
were.
But I think I'm interested. Just the cinephile in me is interested to see how this can do a Shredder focused movie. I think that could be really cool if done right. So how Ice Cube voiced like Superfly, that was such an out of left field voice casting, but it was amazing. Is there anybody that you think out of left field could be a good Shredder?
So I don't want them to go out of left field, if I'm being honest. Like I don't want to hear like fucking Kevin Hart voicing the Shredder. Like I don't like seriously, like I don't want it to be ridiculous, and like I don't want to laugh one time when the Shredder's on the screen. Like I want
You want a serious take.
Yeah, but which obviously that's not going to happen because the world that they've already established is not serious. So but then again, it could be told from a different perspective if it's mostly for the Shredder. So I would hate to say something crazy like just cast I can never remember his name. The only Japanese actor we see in anything live action. He was Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. He's not Japanese.
Yeah.
I think his name is like Hirozuki something.
Him.
To do the voice, or somebody Japanese would be great, just so he can have that real Japanese accent. But they're probably going to cast like fucking Chris Hemsworth or some stupid shit. I don't know.
It is I, Shredder. Shredder from Asgard.
That'd be crazy. Oh man, please don't do
It
that.
would. Yeah, I would say don't do it, but like I said, that Ice Cube casting, I was so against it. But when I saw that shit in the movies, I was like, yeah, that's the best casting of the year. So we'll see. A remake of The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, that movie that came out in the 2000s, is in the
Mm-hmm.
works. I had
Interesting.
no idea like that was a remake itself. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But I love The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this movie being remade again?
Yeah, it made me feel old because, like I said on Twitter, like it's just a remake of a remake. Like, damn. But yeah, like you, man. Like I love the Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Nelly, and like all the wrestlers that were in it: Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Great Khali. Like it was like a real treat.
Tracy Morgan was hilarious in that.
Tracy Morgan, yeah.
Chris
But
Rock.
the thing that always makes me fucking laugh is they made Stone Cold Steve Austin, who at that time was arguably the most, no, not arguably, he was the most famous wrestler in the world. They made him this racist cop, and it was so disheartening for me as a child. Like hearing Stone Cold Steve Austin call Nelly a nigger, it broke my heart as a little 10-year-old Julian. I was just like, not him. But yeah, as I've gotten older, honestly, it's still kind of hard to go back and watch. Honestly, just because like I love Stone Cold that much. But yeah, that's all right. A white man runs the football. That shit was hilarious to me. But yeah.
He broke it, my nose it. Yeah, but this movie is such a classic to me. Like, I don't want it to be. If you're gonna remake it, like, don't do the comedy route again because it's not gonna be as funny. Like, just do like maybe like a different take. Like, make it serious or something like that. Like, don't try to do what Adam Sandler did because that's just I just don't think it's gonna go well for whoever tries to do that. Um, Enola Holmes 3 is in the works on Netflix. This is the movie starring Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. I've never watched a single one of these Enola Holmes movies, but they get a lot of traction when they come out. It's like she's like the niece of like Sherlock Holmes, played by Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
But any thoughts on that, or have you watched any of those movies?
Nah, I don't. I honestly don't know what this is. But shout out to Henry
Okay.
Cavill and 11.
um, Greta Gerwig, her first Chronicles of Narnia movie is looking to begin filming next year. Is it time for the Narnia remake?
I mean, they never even finished the original that they did. I think they only made 3, right? So,
Yeah,
and
Prince Caspian and
I
Voyage of the
only,
Dawn Treader.
oh, okay. I only really remember The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like, I don't really remember the other ones, but I do know that there was at least 1 or 2 sequels. Um, so sure, let's do it. It was gonna happen eventually. Let's let Greta Gerwig try. This is what happens when you get $1 billion film in Barbie. So let's do it.
Bro, I think Narnia is super ripe now for the picking when it comes to a reboot. Like Narnia is such a cool world. It inspires so many other things like Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. Like Narnia is one of those properties where I think I love the Lion Witch and the Wardrobe. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's time, man, for a remake. Hopefully, Greta Gerwig can do it justice because it's some really cool source material stuff there.
Hmm.
Gareth Edwards, who is of course the director of the Creator, which we saw this year in Godzilla 2014, says that he felt very jealous watching Godzilla -1. This is the new Godzilla movie coming out that's like set like maybe like a Japanese studio or whatever. He says this is what a Godzilla movie should be. It must be mentioned as a candidate for the best Godzilla movie of all time. Pretty big words from
Mm.
Gareth Edwards. And I enjoyed 2014 Godzilla. So
Hmm.
um, is this enough to kind of get you in the theaters to watch -1 now? Because I remember you
I
said you were on the
mean,
fence about it.
was I? Oh, okay. Nah, I loves me a monster movie, so I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there opening
Okay.
night. But honestly, I don't like hearing this type of stuff from like creators and directors because a lot of times they have such different viewing experiences and
True.
passion that I do when it comes to this stuff. Like they're looking at it from like a totally different lens. So um I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I mean I was always gonna go see Godzilla. The one I wasn't really sure about was the one they were releasing on like Amazon or whatever with
Oh, the
um
series. Kurt
yeah,
Russell.
Kurt Russell and his
No,
son, yeah. Or
and Wyatt
yeah,
Russell.
his
Yeah.
son, Wyatt Russell, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty big words from somebody that made a Godzilla movie that was pretty good actually. In
Hmm.
my opinion, my GOAT Godzilla movie is gonna be God of Monsters, the King of the Monsters. Like that shit was fucking Mothra. Like, the door was a fucking god. Like that. Now it's
Yeah.
not the best from like a film standpoint, like film snob, but just in terms of just being fucking cool. Like
Yeah, and then
that's
super
my that
enjoyable.
Yeah, like that's my GOAT Godzilla movie. What's yours? Is it one that came out like 99 or 2000 or?
It is, bitch. It's the best one. I don't
Okay.
care. The niggas went to Madison Square Garden. I was like,
when
what
he
the
had
fuck?
when she had the babies.
Yeah. I watched the movie like a week ago. Like it just came on randomly on like USA. I
Really?
was like,
Wow.
thank you. It was so fucking entertaining.
I
The
think that
CGI does
Godzilla
not hold up though.
has the best design though, like with the green glowing spikes. I think that might have the best design. I like
I don't
that.
think so, man. I'm pretty sure the one in 2014 is the best to me. Is the best design. Like the fat one. Like he just looks like a big fat fucking.
He just
Like,
fucking thick. He's just
yeah,
fucking thick.
that nigga thick boy. Hey, that nigga hit that.
Like that's the coolest shit ever. But like the
That
actual.
shit go crazy. Yeah.
Zach's. I'm sorry. Netflix plans to make fewer films going forward. Instead of making around 50 films a year, they're making about 25 to 30. Any thoughts on this?
I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing because if they're making less films, does that mean they're going to focus on making like more original content, like series? Or are they doing this so they don't have to pay writers and actors fairly? Like, if there's less films, that's less money being spent. I don't like honestly, like I don't know. Like I'm trying to find like the optimistic approach to looking at that headline when I saw it, but I can only think negatively, unfortunately. So, um, is it a good thing that they're making less films? I don't know because that means that there's going to be less money moving around for people to get paid. So, uh, what do you think? I don't know.
Well, fuck the people getting paid. I'm talking strictly from the viewer standpoint. I took it very optimistically. Maybe I'm naive, but in my head, they saw all the complaints like from me, like, oh, you guys make all this bullshit, and
From
so
you,
they're gonna
you're
and they're
fucking
gonna
right. They did.
and they saw my
Mondy.
TikTok with 200 views.
Yes, they
Um,
saw it.
they're gonna focus more so on quantity now over quality. That's what my headcanon is saying right now. So I would love for that to be the case because
That's what you
I've had
hope.
so many rants about how Netflix just puts out this bullshit every fucking month. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully this is a lower number. They can focus on making some better material. Let's talk some video game news here, guys. Spider-Man 2 writers, the game, not the movie, confirmed that Miles Morales is now the main Spider-Man in the Insomniac universe. The quote is, "It always felt very natural, and I think we all collectively thought it would happen. To me, it shows a great deal of evolution from Miles. I think pretty early on we knew that we wanted to have the moment of handing the reins over." Um, I don't play the games, but it seems kind of early for me. Like, oh, okay, well, Peter, Miles, quick kind of handoff. But as somebody who plays the games, he had a lot more to say to me and probably a lot more knowledge to say. But what are your thoughts on this statement?
So this is one of the last like narrative things that you do in the Spider-Man 2 game. Like Peter is essentially having this conversation with Miles, like, look, man, like I've been in the game for 10 to 15 years, I believe, at this point in the story, and I'm tired, I'm beat down, like I need a break. It doesn't mean that he's retiring and he's moving to the shadows and you're never gonna play as Peter again. It just means that in this next Spider-Man game, we may play a little more as Miles than we do Peter. Now I'm not sure how they're going to balance that in the game because they just teased at the end of Spider-Man 2, they basically said in Spider-Man 3 it's going to be Norman Osborn's Green Goblin. Like they've been doing a slow
Ooh.
burn with him through the first two games, which I loved. I thought it was one of the best things because he's such a big character. Like he doesn't need the forefront to stand out. And they let him slow burn through the entire first two games. And at the end, it was one of those scenes where it was like a post-credit scene. It was just like, I'm sick of this shit. And then it cut to black, and like everybody knows what that means. Like, okay, it's finally time. So they can't possibly let Miles deal with that. They
Yeah,
can't.
that's suicide.
That's not fair. Yeah, that's not fair. So I mean, look, I'll assume through maybe like the first half of Spider-Man 3, we're just playing as Miles. Miles is barely hanging on, and then here comes Peter back. But I feel like a lot of people online took this as we have to play as Miles solely now, which is just that's just the wrong outlook to have. Like that's not what the game presented. That's not what the creator of the game just said. It just said that he's going to be the main Spider-Man. He's not going to be the only Spider-Man. And if I'm being honest, there was a lot of racism in here too. Like a lot of
Of
people
course.
online is just like, I want to be Miles. He's black. Wait, god damn. Like y'all hate niggas so much. It's crazy. Like, look, I love Peter Moore too. I do, but this hate this hate that y'all have for minorities, like y'all gotta let it go at some point. That's how I feel. But yeah, those are my
And
thoughts.
Miles is a double minority.
He is.
Um,
Niggas can't stand that. Ah!
fucking Puerto Rican. Okay, anyway.
Oh,
So how would you feel? Now I'm just curious about the next Spider-Man game, or even Spider-Man 4 if they do one in terms of the video game, opening up that Spider-Verse where we get like the Spider-Gwen and the Spider-Man Noir. Like that could be a really cool game idea too, right? Or Spider-Man 2099.
uh, I mean, I guess. I don't know if it's necessarily necessary. Like, is Green Goblin worth all that? Like, do you need across
No,
the fucking Spider-Verse Spider-Man for Green Goblin? Like,
no, but I'm just saying.
yeah, nah, no thanks.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
No
That's
thanks.
interesting. Okay.
Keep me in your own universe.
Nintendo live action Legend of Zelda movie is being produced by Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto, chairman of Arad Productions and former founder and CEO of Marvel Studios, with the Maze Runner director Wes Ball set to direct. So it's been teased so long about this Legend of Zelda movie. It's been apparently so hard to get greenlit. Finally happening. What are your thoughts as a big Legend of Zelda game player and fan?
So I feel like the biggest piece of news here is that they confirmed that it's live action, which I just did not see coming. I didn't think that they would go with the live action route. Especially with the success of Super Mario Brothers earlier this year, it made $1 billion. I figured that they would keep it in that universe so they eventually could have a crossover. But I mean, I don't know how they could have the crossover now where one's completely animated and one's live action. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, and obviously like the biggest thing is casting Link, and he does not speak. Like he literally has he does not speak in any game. That's part of his character and his mythos. So honestly, I think they're going to change that for the movie, and he's going to talk. And I think people need to be ready to accept that. So, which is going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be crazy to like see Link speaking at all. But I feel like they have to do it. Like they literally have to. They can't go through an entire movie with just a fucking silent hero. And or maybe there's a fairy on his shoulder like there is in the games at times. I don't know, but I feel like the biggest decision is casting Link and making him speak, which is going to be crazy. So, look, when Super Mario Bros. Got announced and I saw the trailer, I wasn't feeling it either. I still think it's the best movie I've seen this year. So I was completely wrong. So hopefully I'm wrong about this, but I'm not optimistic as of yet. What do you think?
Yeah. Excited for the live action take. I think Hyrule is a super cool thing to adapt into live action. I rather see a live action than animated. I mean, if you're so purpose and want to see it animated just to have that crossover with Super Mario Brothers, they can still do that. You can have an animated Legend of Zelda and a live action one going at the same time. That's kind of maybe a good way to have two different tones for your Zelda movie. Maybe one's kiddie and one's a little bit more adult. But yeah, I pitched this on when we had like our pod. We were pitching movies. Like I would love to see a fucking Link Legend of Zelda movie. I've been seeing. Did you see some fans are fan casting Zelda already? They want
Walker
Hunter
Scobell.
Schafer. No,
Oh,
that's Link. That's Link. They
oh,
want
you Zelda. Sorry. Yeah.
Hunter Schafer from Euphoria.
Get the
Jules.
fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Why? Why don't you want that, Julian?
I want a natural born woman playing Zelda. That's what I want. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's cast a natural born woman. And I don't want fucking Walker Scobell, who's like 12, or he's 14. I don't want him playing Link either. Thank you. And I don't want fucking Tom Holland.
Tom Holland gets all these little white boy roles.
Yeah, he
I
does.
think Anya Taylor-Joy would be a good Zelda. She has just an interesting elf look to her.
What?
Anyway, last bit of video game news here, guys. GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement has been announced by Rockstar, has confirmed it. The trailer will be coming out next month, according to Rockstar, for their 25th anniversary. This is a long time in the making. Tell me, what are your thoughts on GTA 6?
My nigga, GTA 5 came out in 2013, 2013, 2011. I don't know. I was in high school. Okay. I'm fucking 30 now, guys. I'm fucking 30. GTA 6 has just been announced. It's not even out yet. But the fact that it's been officially confirmed, we're getting a trailer in December. I couldn't be more excited for this. This is going to be game of the year. It's going to be one of the greatest games of all time. I'm overhyping it now, so when I play it and I'm not disappointed, I can rant about how fucking right I was. This is going to be peak. I can't wait for this. All you PS4 niggas, it's time to upgrade. Do not put GTA 6 in your PS4. That bitch is going to blow the fuck up. Okay? Jesus. Get a PS5. Broke ass niggas.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And last bit of news. Wow.
Last
Bit of news is for this is our tabloidy section. Insecure star Yvonne Orji, who plays Molly in the show. She confirmed that she's a virgin at 39. She says there's a lot of pent up energy in there. That's insane to me. If she's lying, if it's true, the first nigga to crack that, like I feel bad for you, bro. She's gonna be an emotional wreck. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not sure she's lying, but you know that is crazy. Like I would not want that at all. So shout out to whoever she ends up marrying, and hopefully they make it and they're happy. But yeah, that's why would she do that? Well, you know, I'm sure it's a personal choice. So shout out to you, Yvonne, and I know you're a stand-up comedian as well as an actress. So keep doing your damn thing, and don't worry about all these horny niggas trying to fuck you and all that.
Yeah, the crazy part is like people do shit like that and end up, you know, doing it for the first time and don't even be working out. So you done waited 39 years for no reason. But yeah. I seen hella comments, including from our friend Russ, about how she probably just giving the craziest head and just doing the freakiest shit, except for going all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, girls be like that.
Yeah, like it don't count. Yeah, okay, bitch. Yeah, fucking.
He had a condom on. Even though that's how I honestly feel. Like we're kind of getting off topic now, but I feel like having sex with a condom, like you didn't have no sex, nigga. The condom did. So anyway, guys, that wraps it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay. Comment, like, subscribe. Julian, did you have any?
No.
You have any things to say?
That's it. That is fucking it. Thank you, Mondy.
All right. Thank you.